我今天把我们的怀旧的书找到。看一下，我们有6本英语书，红色的、黄色的、绿色的，有紫色的、蓝色的、橙色的，我们有这么多的英语书。这些呢都是，看一下出版的日期是出版97年12月第1版，2001年4月第4次印刷，这都是非常久远的书本啊。我们今天翻开一篇，第3册上，我们来找这篇课文读一下。第10课。我们封面是一只猫，一只躺平的猫。我们想像猫一样躺平，这太困难了。我们还是读一下这课文。Lesson 10, Part 1, Pre-discussion. Discuss these questions, then read the text to find the answers. Where did the first Australian come from? What did the Crows use for hunting? How many languages were once spoken in Australia? Part 2, Reading Comprehension. Discovery of Australia. Australia was discovered about 53,000 years ago. It is possible that the first people crossed into Australia from Asia on a great island bridge when the water level of the oceans was low. Once they were known as Aborigines, which means the first people of the country, but today they are more usually known as Koris. Koris must be one of the eldest races on the earth. They developed a strong system of society. Their spiritual faith and their gods were very important to them, and knowledge and custom and memories were handled down by the elders of the race. Cave paintings have been found, which are at least 20,000 years old and are perhaps the eldest form of art yet discovered on the earth. 这课文有点长，当年都是会背的东西。Koris developed a way of life that was suitable for this hot and in many places dry country. They invented different kinds of fishing nets, also a curiously shaped piece of wood for hunting, which could be thrown and which would return to the thrower if it did not strike anything. They lived by hunting animals, birds, and fish, and by gathering roots, nuts, and wild fruits. They become experienced at finding underground springs. As a result, the Kuris have been able to live for hundreds of years in a desert land which is a foreigner would quickly starve or die from lack of water. No one knows how many Kuris lived in Australia. 这还是一个历史之谜。Maybe between 300,000 and 3 million. Just over 200 years ago, Kuris made up 100% of the population, but today they only make up of a little over 1% of the population. Then foreign settlers started to arrive. 就很多外国人来了，欧洲人来了。Bring with them new diseases which killed many Kuris and seizing the land on which the Kuris had lived for thousands of years. Kuris do not believe in owning possessions or land, and they could not understand how settlers took land as their own. 有点惨。 Whenever the Crews defended their rights, they were killed. Education was intended for white settlers only, and until very recently, no school lessons were held in languages rather than English. Thus, Curry's children who went to school could not understand the lessons. Although the settlers generally treated each other well, they, particularly the police, treated the Kurds badly. A quarter of the people who have died in police stations and prisons have been Kurds. 200 years ago, there were more than 250 Kurdish languages. Half of these languages have completely disappeared, and many of them remaining languages have been lost. In 1960, Kurds were made citizens of Australia, 53,000 years after arriving in the country. 他们的权益得不到保护。这个课文读起来，还多读几遍才读得熟呢。